Welcome back to Decorate with Tip and More. Today we are kicking off our first room refresh or makeover for 2025. I stopped doing room refreshes right before fall season, the Decorate With Us. So I'm getting back to it, taking room by room to get my home all cohesive so it'll flow nicely. I feel better about it and I love the end results, and I hope you do too. If you like these type of videos, please give me a big thumbs up and let me know in the comments what type of videos you would like to see here on my page. Now we're in the probably the smallest room in our home. It's the front entry, which I like to call foyer. Depending where you live, you might call it a foyer, or you might call it your entryway. I normally call it a foyer. I don't know why. But anyway, a couple years ago, I put up the board and batten all by myself, and I love it. But we do not have any more white in our home. So I want to give this the accent colors that I've been giving the rest of the rooms that I have been refreshing with the functional gray. I love that color. I'm also going to add some wallpaper where the wall is painted just to give this small space some character and like a wow factor. And change those light bulbs because they are warm light bulbs and it gives a very yellow feel to the room. So I'm going to use some daylight bulbs to make it brighter in here. It gives me a better work lighting. So I'm excited to get started. I'm going to bring you along as I do everything, and then at the end of the video I will give you a reveal of how the room turns out. The first thing I want to do is change those warm light bulbs to daylight. All the details of the room will be up on my blog this morning, so make sure you go up there and check it out. I will have everything as much as possible linked up there. So let me get down off this ladder and I'll show you the difference on the ladder. I don't know if you can or not. What I'm going to do is get my painting clothes on and pull up my hair. All right, taking the functional gray, I am painting the baseboards, the board and batten, and all of the trim in the functional gray. I'm using a paintbrush first to get into the crevices and the corners, and then I'm ending with a paint roller. All right, so this is just the first coat. I'm gonna let this dry maybe 2 hours and then give it a second coat. Didn't take me very long other than going around all of the crevices, but the second coat shouldn't take me that long. All right, before the next step, I wanted to scan the room. The door I left white because I'm going to change it. I wanted a different color. And then the closet door here is still wet. That's the first coat. On the trim here, I just did the facing. I left everything else white for the other rooms, but I'm loving this color. It looks so pretty with the slate flooring. I didn't really realize that until after I painted it. Okay, on to the next step, which is wallpapering the upper part of my wall. Let me show you my wallpaper. I cannot wait to get this up. I just love it. Now, when you're doing a whole room, it is impossible, unless you're just really good at wallpapering, to meet the two ends, which is the beginning and the end of your paper, to match perfectly. So what I'm doing is I made a level line at the shortest distance where I don't have much to match when the ends meet the beginning. So what I do is I go with that level line, and when you get a level line, your paper goes up so much smoother. All right, I'm going to share with you just a little bit of some hard places that I had to deal with here in the foyer. So my corners are not perfectly straight. So the corners I have to deal with, and then all around the door trims. So that's how much matching you have to do. But if you start with a level line, it's pretty easy to match up, I think, anyway. But right now what I'm doing is taking some excess paper, just getting the bulk out of the paper so I can work with it a little bit better. So I'm cutting off what I don't need. That's kind of around the door frame of that closet. So once I get that bulk out, see how easy it just lays. Now to the corner of the door, what I do is I find the corner and then I make a slit of the paper so I have I guess the bulk coming out of the paper so it's easier to work with, and then I slowly work my way to get the paper around the point of that corner. I make sure that I don't cut it too short, but once I get the corner cut, it lays down pretty nice. I like to use my wallpaper brush and just make sure that the edges are nice and creased, and then I take the brush and I make sure that there's no air bubbles, and then after I do that I cut the excess off, and it's really easy because you get to press on that putty knife to make a straight edge cut. And then after I get all of the edges cut, then I like to wipe it down with a damp cloth just so I can feel that there's no air bubbles. I did a pretty good job. Here is the end of one row and the start of another, and did a pretty good job, didn't I? All right, we're going to be working in a corner. None of my corners are perfectly level, so I like to cut mine. I'm just doing a straight cut right down the corner, and then I take that piece and I'll put it away just for a minute. We'll be using it in a sec, so I just kind of hang it on the door frame, and then I work on that piece to get it all in place. I cut all the excess, and then I take that other piece and I just overlap it a little bit in the corner when I match the pattern. This allows me to get a level piece again, and where the corners are not bowed out a little bit. This one makes a nice crisp corner, and I like it better. I just never found a corner that was straight. So I like to cut them and then take that end piece and make it level again. Okay, so here's where we're stopped at, and I have to match what I just finished putting up, and then try to match the very first piece, which it's not going to happen, but we're going to do the best we can. So I'm going ahead and matching that last piece that I put in the corner to the new piece that I'm trying to place right now. And then I cut around the corner again of the door frame. All right, now I'm trying to find where the very first piece that I put on the wall ends and cut that excess off of that last piece that I just applied to the wall. And I'm just using my putty knife for a straight edge cut. And then we take that off. And here's what we ended up with. Not pretty at all. What I do is I take pieces of wallpaper. It's pill and stick, so it sticks right on top of the paper, but I make my own little pattern. The pattern of the wallpaper is busy, so you really can't tell what I'm doing. It's almost like a jigsaw puzzle. You try to make the pieces fit, and what I'm doing is I'm trying to make it look less obvious that it didn't match up.
Last pattern was pretty easy. I just needed a long leaf. It didn't really matter what, it just had to be long sideways, I guess. So I'm trying to cut as much paper off as I can, but keep that pattern looking halfway decent. So I think I did a pretty good job of matching this one. So I'm gonna peel it off and place it. As you could tell, it did match pretty well. And I was surprised about that. Just the very tip of the end of the leaf didn't match up, but I'll show you what I did in a minute. So I'm cutting the excess off, and then I take a Sharpie, just a plain old Sharpie, and make the end with a black Sharpie. You'll never know. Here's what it looks like before, and then after I pieced it all together. What do you think?
All right, now that we have the wallpaper hung, it's time to paint the door. I thought about painting it the color of the outside of the front door. Then I placed the functional gray up here, that's the board and batten, thinking maybe I want to do the whole door like I did the closet door. Then I painted just a little square of cracked pepper, which is the color of the table that will be coming back here in the foyer. This is giving a really blue cast to the wallpaper, and I want to keep the wallpaper and the wall neutral and then just bring in accents of blue. And then I think that would be too much functional gray with the board and batten and everything. So I think I'm going to go with the cracked pepper. It is a dark charcoal blue, I think. But it is in the black family as well. And I also accented the cracked pepper with the things in the laundry room, so that'll tie it all in. So I'm going to go ahead and paint the door with the cracked pepper. First I need to sand lightly and then prime it, and then we'll put 2 coats of the paint. I'm not for sure if I'm going to leave the trim part of the door, the functional gray, or if I will paint the trim out as well. We'll wait and see what the door looks like all painted before we tackle the decision on the frame. So I am going to start sanding and priming, and then we'll get the door painted.
The door is painted 1 coat of primer after I sanded it, and now I'm just going to be painting it. I do have a blog post on how you can paint a door up on my blog.
All right, that's just 1 coat of the cracked pepper, and I already decided I love the functional gray trim and then just the door, the cracked pepper. I'm going to give it another coat, maybe 2 more coats. And the door is painted 3 coats with the cracked pepper in satin finish. If you notice, I did do our alarm for the door as well. I didn't do the very top where the 2 connect together, so I left them the white. But I did paint the one that's attached to the door with the cracked pepper, and the one that's attached to the frame, the functional gray. It just blends with the door. It's not, it doesn't stand out like a sore thumb. So the next thing I need to do is paint the hinges. They are painted white, and then whatever's not painted, it's a tarnished brass. I just made a little template like I did in the craft room and in the laundry room. I just made that. I will spray it with bronze spray paint because that's what the color of our door handles are. But I'm just going to gently spray. Try not to get it on anything but the hinges. Pull it out, and I have a better looking hinge. So I'm going to do it to the other two. And then... All right, just one quick look of the room after I painted and wallpapered. Look at the flooring and the door. Just love it. I am so happy with the cracked pepper door and leaving the frame the functional gray. Look at the wallpaper with the two colors. Amazing. But I am so happy I painted the hinges because they stand out now. I did it on both doors. And I do love that. I love the little hack of taking a tin plate and putting it over the hinge so you can spray paint it so you don't have to take the hardware off. Now I need to scrub the floor and kind of clean up a little bit, and then we'll start decorating. But I just wanted to share the room with you without the light. Sometimes the light makes a big difference, but I love it. So I'm going to give you a quick view around how the room looks empty, and then everything's cleaned, painted. We're ready to bring in the table, hang the mirror, and then start decorating.
Leave me, baby, don't wanna fall again. This just hurt me. Just think about it, but you hold me like you don't wanna break. I need some space. Just think about it, Maybe separate is better. I will love you till forever.
video today on my refresh of the entryway. I hope you enjoyed watching me paint, wallpaper, more painting, and then decorating. If you like these types of videos, please let me know down in the comment and give me a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. What part of my refresh in this room do you like the best? Is it the wallpaper, the paint color, or how I decorated the council table? Let me know down in the comments. I hope you all have a great weekend. Thanks for coming by and watching me. Y'all have a great day. See you tomorrow. God bless.